warm to see it, and I do think everywhere south of Portland, like Tiger down through Wilsonville, likely no snow for you folks. But around Portland, the east sides up to Vancouver and the West Hills, a chance for a dusting. Now, most of it will likely melt off in Portland, but we'll be watching the West Hills closely again. A chance for those snow showers possibly falling as we hit this evening. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you very much. We are talking about We are talking about love and money in this week's Wallet Wednesday. It's in the spotlight for Valentine's Day, but finances can be a sticking point for many couples.
A new Fidelity investment study reveals couples may not be as in sync as they think, with 45% of partners admitting they argue about money at least every now and then. I sat down with Meredith Stoddard, Vice President of Education at Fidelity Investments, about the best ways to plan ahead and handle those tricky conversations.
Well, Meredith, this is a really interesting topic. Tell us about this study when it comes to couples and money and what you found.
Yeah, we found that about 45% of couples disagreed on money topics, at least occasionally. And so if you're amongst that 45%, you're definitely not alone. 1 in 3 did disagree on major topics, like what are our top goals? How much are we saving? And 1 in 4 did say that money is their biggest relationship challenge. The good news is that for couples who communicated regularly, those gaps were much more narrow. Communication made a really big difference in ensuring that they're aligned on some of these big topics. If you are one of those couples that's struggling with these things, we did find that 1 in 3 did not even know how much their partner made. So that could be some really low-hanging fruit that allows people to get started with something easy.
Yeah, it's interesting when it comes to money in a relationship, there's lots of different things that you can butt heads about. What were some of the top areas of concern that couples are having to work out?
Yeah, not surprisingly, there were definitely some themes that emerged. So one was around retirement, how much to save for, what our vision for it is, healthcare costs in retirement. There were also some disconnects when it came to emergency savings and some of those bigger goals. What are the priorities for us as a couple and how do we work towards them? Amongst younger couples, we found that saving for a home and saving for a child and being able to support that child as you raise them were top concerns and areas where they had some challenges. For some of those longer term goals, like if for the younger couples or retirement, time can be on your side and be used to your advantage. So coming together and figuring out even a small amount over a long period of time can really go a long way towards helping you get on track with where you want to go. And having those conversations early and often can make sure that you're aligned about where it is you are trying to go.
Yeah, it sounds like the earlier the better when we're talking about some real big picture stuff. And in fact, it's so important that Fidelity actually, has this as a focus area. You actually have some tools to help couples communicate through some of these issues. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, we know that everyone doesn't come to the table with the skills to have these constructive conversations on sometimes sensitive topics or the financial knowledge with which to navigate them. So we put together checklists, conversation guides, and lots of articles at fidelity.com/couples in order to help people through it. And for those who check it out, you'll see a couple of themes emerge. We call them the 3 C's. So communication, making sure that you make a point to come together and have those conversations regularly. For some, that's weekly, others it's annually, or somewhere in between, but getting that practice in place helps you to develop those skills, get aligned, and move forward in a direction that feels constructive. Number 2 is collaboration. So making sure that you enable each person to speak and learn from each other, no matter what you're coming to the table with in terms of knowledge, and that your wishes are factored into those plans that you create together. And then lastly, confidence. If you have a say into that plan and feel some sense of alignment in at least some key areas, then you can be working together towards something that gives you a sense of control and a big sense of confidence as you make progress towards that goal.
Mm-hmm. I hesitate to even bring this up around Valentine's Day, but finances can be such a sticking point for some couples that it is the reason why they might break up or get divorced. I mean, do you think that some of these, money conflicts are something that couples can work through?
Absolutely. The reality is a lot of couples avoid the topic altogether, and it doesn't go away by ignoring it. So having the courage to face those things you might be a little bit afraid of, you have to remember that even a couple who's united on a lot of things comes from a totally different family and a different background. So you have different norms, different knowledge bases, and it does take a little bit of work to align, but that's an investment in time that can pay off in terms of having harmony amongst yourselves as far as moving forward and making sure that you feel good about the plans you have in place, the decisions you make day to day, and where you're going together.
Meredith Stoddard, the Vice President of Education at Fidelity Investments. Some good advice. Thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thank you. Have a good one.
And for more info, you can go to fidelity.com/couples. Maybe try to have those conversations on another day, not Valentine's Day.
Yeah, it is an important